presentation on art in the real world. In picking a topic, I realized that I had to do something that I was extremely passionate about for me to really care and as it could be. So I've always been interested in art, and as I've gotten older, I've looked at pursuing a career in art. Pessimism around the art industry. This political cartoon illustrates that pretty well. There's a lot of people, or at least there's an idea about people who go to college for art, they graduate, they work at Starbucks forever. You know, you hear this stuff a lot. Basically wanted to find out first why that is, how like it's changed from the past to now, and what role technology has played in that. And so, slides. That led me to my research question: what can be done to assist the artist in society? I started researching this by looking at the international art markets. I looked at more established countries who have like, you know, have been dealing art for centuries, like America and Italy, England, stuff like that. Looked at maybe countries who have just started getting their foot in, like China and Sweden. So what I found was that the art industries that are struggling in the modern day are the ones that have been traditionally, it's kind of come to a point where artists who are being traded at a high level are kind of, there's like a rich 2-1% of the population who's actually buying and selling this art. And it's, you know, the classic painters, sculptors, stuff like that you hear about. Like China and Sweden, who are booming in the art industry right now, what is saving them is small businesses working with freelance artists to make projects, and also the internet coming into play and dealing through the internet. So with this knowledge, I kind of wanted to open the door and see what I could do. So for my internship, I went to the Torpedo Factory, which is a art gallery. It's a public art gallery right outside of Washington, D.C. I think it's in Alexandria. Here's another picture of the inside. So basically, it's small galleries that are rented out to independent artists, and they pay rent, and they're like kind of vetted in depending on their work. So when I was there, I shadowed artist Guy Jones. This is him. This is the only picture I could find of him on the internet. So, and here's a sample of his art. While I was there, he showed me around. He showed me how he stays focused, and on a few, like, I wish I had a picture, but paintings, oil paintings of like kind of Victorian, were for this Edgar Allan Poe show that was going to be happening at the gallery in a few weeks. I saw him make those, and then he gave me a tour of the whole. A few other artists. There was one in particular, Michael Fisher Keller, who was a stencilist, who did like political events through like really, really complex big stencils and like spray paint. And I actually ended up interviewing him later about the state of art in society, and a lot of what he said reinforced my research, which was to be about the artists going out and working through the internet, working through businesses and government, instead of, you know, just painting a painting and being like, well, now this is going to be $100,000. So that was pretty much my work with him. Oh, and then I wanted to actually practice what I found in my research. So to the Rockfish Wildlife Sanctuary, who is a nonprofit that supports like the rehabilitation of animals, which is another thing I care about. And so I reached out to Megan Gagent, who runs the kind of the business side, and like the website, stuff like that. And I do short animations, so I was wondering if there was some way that I could maybe do a short movie that showed kind of Sanctuary is about. So I worked with her on that. I sent her an initial storyboard, and she looked over it, she approved it. About a month of production, and then I actually began animating, which took probably 4 months. The movie is only a minute long, but there's 24 frames for every second, so there's 24 drawings I did for every second of the movie. 1,400 frames or something like that. I did it all in Photoshop. It's all hand-drawn, and I actually finished it. Something like that. So I'll be showing that. There's the Sanctuary has a biannual photo contest in Charlottesville where they display photographs of nature that people in the community have taken. Put it there. But before that, I have a screening of it. Oh. So there's no sound. I'm working on sound with her right now, just to see if she wants it or not. But okay, here you go. I don't know why this won't. Yeah, it won't stop being full screen. Oh yeah, you can do that. But so all the little animals and stuff like that are actual animals that they have at the sanctuary. They're like the resident bird, and there's a little possum on that pillow. I don't know. But, yeah, so the sanctuary was very happy with the past couple months, which brings me to the significance of my project overall. And this quote from Winston Churchill: "Without tradition, art is a flock of sheep without a shepherd. Without innovation, it is a corpse." To the state of art in the world right now, and that it has to progress, it has to evolve to meet the standards of the 21st century. It has to the internet age, and obviously you've already started to see that happen, but I believe that is how artists find success in the modern age. The significance of my movie alone is that it is just a new type of art that the sanctuary can show. It can draw people in, give them an idea of what they do. It's always looking for new types of projects. So they're always looking for new multimedia ways to show the public how they can, what they do, just kind of be more friendly to the community. The significance of my community service. So what I learned about myself, I had never made a movie. I never made an animation over 4 seconds, probably. I learned how to storyboard effectively. I learned how to a strong discipline. I learned a lot of that from Guy Jones, just watching how he scheduled his time and what he did. I think the most important thing I learned was that I had to enjoy myself while doing it for it to work. It brings me to what I would do differently. It's good to be ambitious with your project, but I also feel like I could always keep working on this movie. I think you should find something that you know you'll be able to finish and that'll be the perfect product. I'm happy with what I have, but I always feel like I could be adding to it. For upcoming governor's school people, I would just reiterate, do what you love. That you're going to get the best product if you do what you're passionate about, even if it's maybe not your long-time goals or anything like that. It's an experience that you get to have that is solely unique. Plans, I'll be attending VCU Arts in the fall for kinetic imaging and animation. And yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
First was it was phenomenal and adorable. The turtle and the band-aid. Very nice work. And I knowing you and knowing some of the art and you shared in our class, it looks like influenced by your wide-ranging knowledge of art, and I think that's really interesting, seeing how you've drawn this that way. My question for you is, what role do you believe technology plays, not just as a venue for dealing art, but as a medium of art in the 21st century?
To put it maybe crassly, I think it's really cool that art can be made on the internet now, and it can be shared with so many more people. Kind of, in a way, art used to be kind of an exclusive thing for maybe the wealthy who could afford it and stuff like that, but I feel like now it's really whoever wants to do it, whoever wants to share it, they can make it happen.
I don't know anything about animation, but your video was like amazing, and you showed another one in our, was really cool too. Do you think that like working on this video has prepared you more than other students for when you go into an arts college? Like, do you think you're going to come in more prepared, or was that like, it wasn't easy because it took 4 months to do, but like, or do you, I don't know.
I'd like to think so. I feel like I may have to relearn a lot of the stuff I know about animation, like in a different way. I doubt that they'll do it in Photoshop, but so I'll probably have to relearn a lot of stuff. But I think it definitely gave me a good what to build on.
As we see art evolving, do you think when it comes to traditional art classes, modernized art classes?
I think that really depends on the resources of the schools. I think the internet keeps evolving and is everywhere. It'll probably.
So how do you see yourself making a career of this now?
Yeah.
So much is available on the internet.
So a lot of art today is about marketing, and it's about who you know. And a lot of that is built off kind of like a brand. So that's a good way to start it on the internet, build a brand up, and then get your product out there. And hopefully going to art school will help me how to make better art and how to make, just better art.
So working at Starbucks is a short-term option, not the long-term.
Yes, that's the goal.
Well, I think too, what your experience making this video for RWS shows all of us is that safe, but we can also have art for a purpose here for education and for promoting RWS. Yeah. And so Archer Group between those two things as well.
I would love to know more about the conversation you had with Sanctuary that artistic.
Yeah.
How did that even come about from a mutual Sanctuary and art?
I'd always kind of paid attention to the Sanctuary. I knew that they did like photograph contests and like that and stuff like that. They sometimes had like stuff like that. And then I kind of just reached out to the Sanctuary. It seemed like they were really open to kind of do whatever. And then when I started working on the storyboard, it was really easy, honestly. She just kind of liked everything I did, and she also let me be creative in my own right. There are definitely a few animators. Nicholas Menard, he's a French animator that I really love. He inspired my stuff a lot. And there's also like Charles, animator from Pennsylvania, who does the same kind of stuff. I don't know, I just love animation. Side and did this for a really long time. I'm happy to get back to doing my own stuff, but I don't really have anything else going on. I have a Tumblr, but I haven't really uploaded on it in like half a year. So I have a website, which I also haven't updated on in a while. So, but you want to look at it. Yes.
Can we find that video on your website with your MTS?
Not on there yet, but it will be on there.
So we're going to take a quick